Hey, hey. These had ridges. Dust does not have ridges. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I learned a lot while I was spying on you guys. Black people have done so many amazing things.
Yeah, and you just ate a family-sized bag of them. That's right, honey. Potato chips were invented by a black man. A black man named George Speck, which is unfortunate because it reminds me of what you left me with. A speck of potato chips.
So, are we gonna see a comedic reenactment of George Speck creating the potato chip now?
No, we are not. We're gonna do it as a puppet show. We got budget cuts. Go sit down. Now. George Speck was born in 1824 in the Adirondack Mountains in upstate New York. George was part Mohawk Indian, and he loved to hunt. He also loved to cook what he hunted. He became a skilled chef with a flair for innovating new locally sourced dishes. George developed his culinary skills.
Remember that show idea I had? Where you play a taxi driver in old-timey England?
Oh, you mean Downton Cabby? Yeah, the network loved it. The Rock was going to play the Dowager Countess. Yeah, it was going to be huge.
Did you tell him it was my idea?
No, I wouldn't do that at all. Because if I had did that, they would have stopped complimenting me.
So you just had to hog all the credit?
That's exactly what I did. That's how the world works, honey. See, the famous guy gets all the credit, and the people that actually do the work, well, they get screwed. Just like Matthew Henson.
Did you steal his show idea too?
No, Matthew Henson was the first human to step foot on the North Pole. But at the time, all the credit went to the famous leader of the expedition, Robert Peary.
I feel his pain.
In the early 1900s, all the polar exploring was locked up by either rich white dudes or white dudes bankrolled by other rich white dudes. But let's get real. These dudes weren't making these treks by themselves. Most of the work was being done by hired assistants like the Inuits and all-around badass Matthew Henson, the first African-American Arctic explorer. Henson, you see, was a master navigator who spoke fluent Inuit. He was Robert Peary's right-hand man. After two failed attempts trying to be the first to reach the North Pole, Peary and his team of Henson and 4 Inuits set out once again in 1909. But on this expedition, it was Henson who led the way, not Peary, carving the trail on foot and in crazy hard conditions. With the compass going bananas, Henson led everyone on the right direction by reading how the wind cut the ridges in the snow. As Henson neared the North Pole, Peary was 45 minutes behind, stricken ill and strapped to a dog sled.
This is it! The North Pole, baby! Top of the world! It's cold, let's go.
Sumipao mialik biari.
Oh, that's right, I guess we gotta wait for him, huh? Admiral Peary, according to my calculations, this is it! We did it!
Yes!
Ah, me, Henson, Tika Kanguru, Nunam, Nipumuntada, Aturbian.
Well, I suppose this calls for a celebration. I shall be the first man to make some tea at the North Pole.
No need, sir. Already took care of it.
Oh. Well then, I will be the first man at the North Pole to enjoy a jelly donut.
Good, sir. Really good. Tasty.
Well then, I will be the first man to celebrate the majesty of this occasion in a sonnet dedicated to my beautiful wife.
Already done, sir. She's gonna love it. I went on and on about how the snow evokes her beautiful milky complexion. You're gonna have some more children after this.
This is good, damn it.
Gotta try.
Peary wasn't too wild about Henson getting credit, so he decided that maybe he should double-check the calculations.
Wait a minute. According to my calculations, the North Pole is actually right about here. Yes! I did it! I'm the first man on the North Pole. High five, Utah!
But sir, it's too cloudy to even get an accurate reading with the sextant.
But sir, it's too cloudy to get an accurate reading with this sextant. Please, Matthew, don't be jealous. When you thought you got here first, I could not have been more happy for you, right, Utah?
Uta, what?
This is about science, not credit. Thank you. Thank you very much. I hereby declare the North Pole Peary Country. Also, have your family tried delicious new Kresnik brand jelly donuts?
Oten lawet te pani, operation luna, turvien, kasivite, okione.
Naga galute, paluni kapin kishien.
De make nuka.
How do we get the filling inside? Oh, that's a Kresnik secret.
Oh my God, they ripped his arm off.
Oh,
This is terrible, man. I got a lot of money on this game. Do you think they can sew it back up, Kevin?
I don't know. Asking the wrong person. You need somebody like Vivien Thomas to do that.
Let me guess, she was an African-American doctor.
No, young lady. You're wrong. He was one of the most brilliant and respected surgeons ever, but he wasn't a doctor. In fact, he never even went to medical school. The story starts all the way back in 1893 when, believe it or not, heart surgery was actually pioneered by an African-American surgeon, Dr. Daniel Hale Williams. But most people don't know that, just like black cowboys. Early black medical heroes were largely forgotten. And as Jim Crow laws got worse, it got harder and harder for talented African Americans to advance in the field of medicine. By the 1930s, fewer and fewer blacks were getting into predominantly white medical schools. One exception was a kid from Louisiana named Vivien Thomas. He was accepted to Vanderbilt University, but then had to drop out when the Great Depression hit, and his family's savings were wiped out. Thomas wound up taking a job doing carpentry, working on campus until he could save up enough money to complete his education. That's where he saw an opening for a research surgical technician and soon found himself literally on the cutting edge of the brave new field of cardiac surgery. Thomas's boss was Dr. Alfred Blaylock, who was immediately impressed by Thomas's remarkable grasp of surgical technique and flair for innovation. Soon, this mere technician was outshining the doctors around him, like when he pioneered a procedure to cure the serious pediatric heart defect known as blue baby syndrome.
Gentlemen, as you know, infants with blue baby syndrome have a congenital heart defect found in the ventricle wall and the pulmonary valve that prevents the full flow of blood from the lungs. Now, as a result, insufficiently oxygenated blood flows through the body, causing these babies to appear bluish. But I believe I devised a cure.
Yeah, right. Like I tell parents, there's only one cure for blue baby syndrome. Paint. That's I know, it always gets a laugh. Then I tell them, sorry, your kid's going to die. So.
Well, not anymore. I've come up with a procedure that will connect the subclavian artery to the pulmonary artery, and it works.
It kind of ruins my joke, but I guess we can go with your idea.
Well, I put my heart into it, so, no? All right, nothing. Okay.
Even though he was a surgical prodigy who was teaching his techniques to the doctors, he was still paid only as a technician. News spread quickly of the innovations pioneered by Thomas and Blaylock, or as they were known in the press, Blaylock. Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore invited Blaylock to be their new head of surgery, and he knew he needed Thomas to come with. But Baltimore was pretty segregated then. The only black employees were janitors.
Listen, Viv, I know you're disappointed you still can't afford medical school, but what does doctor mean anyway? It's just a title. The point is, you're gonna be respected for your work right here.
Somebody get a doctor. Oh.
Can I help?
Yes, get a mop. And find a doctor. Oh, and put those back where you found them. I don't know where you picked those up, but they're not for you. Oh!
I can't even believe this.
I don't think he intends to get a mop.
Soon, Dr. Blaylock was performing the revolutionary procedures pioneered by Thomas. But even he knew he couldn't get through it without his secret weapon by his side.
Today, I will be among the first to operate on the human heart itself. But no, please, hold your applause until the end in case the patient dies.
What?
Whoa, more anesthesia. And there we go. First, I will make an incision here. First, I will make an incision here. Yeah. Now, once we pass the vena cava and transect the pulmonary artery. Then we proceed to the... Oh my gosh, what is all of that? That's the subclavian artery. Now, you want to be careful because you don't want to nick anything. Whoa! Oh boy, that's a mess. That's not good. That's not good. But yeah. Okay. All right.
Doctor, your hands.
What?
Your gloves have fallen off.
Oh.
Let me get you some new ones.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'll just put that in my mouth. Here we go. Just one little pause for a second. They're awfully hard to get on. Oh boy, those babies are tight. Oh, that's much better. Phew! Now let's get to some cutting. Okay, here we go. And diving in. Now that's the ticket. Oh, no, please. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. Though, you know, you're right, because this is some fine work my hands are doing. Oh, you. Oh, gross me out. And crossing the finish line, and voila! I did it. Yes, thank you very much. And to celebrate, I'd like to have you all over for a cocktail party at my beautiful home tonight.
Will there be shrimp?
Oh boy, it's quick recovery. How are you? Very, very good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Is he still? Yeah, he's still with us. All right, nicely done. Nicely done.
Thomas was soon teaching his techniques to surgical students at Johns Hopkins, but he was still paid as a technician, a fraction of Blaylock's salary. So Blaylock figured out a way to help Thomas make ends meet.
Viv Thomas, you have a surgical gift. Your sutures are God's own work. You could stitch up a wound before the blood hits the floor, but even more importantly, you make one hell of a daiquiri.
Somebody said daiquiri!
Well, thank you, Dr. Blaylock. You're too kind. Key is a small incision at the midpoint of the strawberry.
Yes, instead of pushing for Thomas to get a fair salary, Blaylock actually hired him as a bartender at his fancy parties.
You know, Viv, I just hate the fact that I make so much more money than you do. But here's the good news. My gutters are filthy, and I'd throw you a few bones if you got up there and cleaned them out. I think maybe a rat might have croaked up there or something. God only knows what's up there. Viv Thomas, earth to Viv, come back to me. There you are. So what do you say? You come up there and clean him out for me?
Sure, Dr. Blaylock.
Oh, you are a good man. Take off early tonight.
But, sweetie, despite suffering the indignities of a system that didn't reward him for his brilliance, Vivien Thomas continued to innovate and train many future surgical department chiefs. And finally, at the age 66, he was awarded an honorary doctorate from Johns Hopkins, and his former students commissioned a portrait to be hung next to Blaylock's in the lobby. But what you gotta think about is Thomas's most important legacy. I'm talking about the countless lives that he saved. Literally, sweetie, I'm talking about thousands of people who would have never lived past infancy. They all went on to enjoy long, meaningful lives thanks to the efforts of this man. You see a theme here, Riley?
Yeah, Black people don't get credit for their achievements.
Yeah, but maybe now they will. See, sometimes it takes history time to catch up. Like the bluesman, Robert Johnson. He wasn't even famous when he died. He died at the age 27 in 1938, but now the biggest rock stars in the world credit him with laying the foundation of rock and roll guitar playing.
Big deal. I got a high score in Guitar Hero on the intermediate settings. That CGI crowd was loving my licks. Picka picka wow wow.
Okay, well, while you were just pretending to rock out, Robert Johnson was doing it for real. He was the original guitar god, do you hear me? Back in the 60s, his record was studied by icons. I'm talking Jimi Hendrix, Keith Richards, Jimmy Page. Eric Clapton worshipped this man.
That fat kid from South Park?
No. Robert Johnson was a true Rolling Stone, honey. This man took his music to roadhouses and blue clubs all over the South. Johnson left behind just 2 photographs and 29 songs when he died at the young age of 27. And while his life is shrouded in mystery, we know he grew up partly in Robinsonville, Mississippi, where another blues legend, Son House, saw his talent and encouraged him to quit sharecropping and hit the road as a full-time musician. His guitar technique was so out of this world that some say he got it by selling his soul to the devil. A legend grew about how he met Lucifer himself at a crossroad outside of Clarksdale, Mississippi.
What say you, human?
I want to be the best blues guitarist in the Mississippi Delta. Can you help me?
I and I alone have the power to make you the best guitar player that's ever lived. But you have to do something for me.
Anything.
Give me your soul for all eternity.
That sounds fair.
All right, let's get started. Grab your guitar. I'm gonna show you some chords here.
What do you mean?
You're here for the lesson, right?
No.
Oh, my bad. I thought you came here because you saw my flyer.
Oh, come on, man. This ain't fair. We had a deal.
Look, okay. If you take my lessons and you put in the practice, you will improve. Here, let me show you something that will blow your mind. That could be you in 10 years.
You know what? I think I'm just gonna keep on teaching myself.
Okay. How did you do that?
Oh, that? Oh, I could teach you that. But I'm gonna need my soul back.
Done deal.
And $20.
Can you break a 50?
No. Now, this is the first chord I want to show you. It's a G7. Hear that?
Hey, we're making music.
Yeah, there you go, there you go.
It's a little major-ish for me.
Okay.
You know any Sabbath songs?
Sabbath songs you only play on Sunday?
Well, the one album he made in Texas in the late 30s didn't get wide distribution at the time. But then it was reissued in the blues revival of the early 1960s, and it blew everyone away, honey.
What's an album?
It's like a playlist that you can hold in your hand.
Whoa, trippy.
It's made out of melted wax.
Ew.
But the moral of the story is, Robert Johnson did not give the devil a purple nurple.
So Jeremy's the devil?
Exactly. Wait a minute, wait. Who's Jeremy? Oh, you mean Little Jericho in the TV room? No. Okay, let me clear this up. Not everyone with nipples is the devil.
What?
Actually, I'm confused. Now I'm lost. Wait a minute, hold up. No, I remember. I got it. Listen, the point is that you should feel pride in your heritage. Robert Johnson's story proves that you can achieve great things.
Yeah, and no one will know till after I'm dead.
Robert Johnson and all these other black heroes came from nothing, yet they achieved greatness. And you can too.
By being born a musical genius?
No. By working hard and not taking no for an answer.
Yuck.